All right, 16 days as it continues, the tunnel rescue operations. We have the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister who's landed up. He speaks with those trapped workers himself, directly overseeing this rescue operation after Pushkar Singh Dhami. Now the Prime Minister's Principal Secretary speaks with the workers. Mishra says and assures we'll bring out all trapped workers safely. PK Mishra says that he's inquiring about the health of workers himself, and he now enters the tunnel, oversees the rescue operations. This is a big update coming in as rescue teams are pressed into action. We see the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister speaking to those trapped workers directly, assuring them a safe exit.
आप लोग कैसे हैं? हाँ, आप लोग सब ठीक हैं? किसी की कोई तबीयत की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है? खाना मिल रहा है? क्या क्या मिला था आज? और कुछ राइस ये सब मिलता था? ये सब राइस सब्जी दाल तो ठंडा हो गया होगा। और वहाँ लाइट भी है सब। और अभी आज तो हम आए हैं, मैं आया हूँ प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस से, होम सेक्रेटरी साहब भी आए हैं। सब लोग काफी मेहनत कर रहे हैं। जितने जल्दी आप लोगों को निकाला जा सकता है कोशिश सब कर रहे हैं। तो बहुत जल्दी तो हो जाएगा, तो सक्सेसफुल लगता है। तो आप लोग थोड़ा पेशेंस रखिए। आप लोग कैसे हैं? हाँ, आप लोग सब ठीक हैं? किसी की कोई तबीयत की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है? खाना मिल रहा है? क्या क्या मिला था आज? और कुछ राइस ये सब मिलता था? ये सब राइस सब्जी दाल तो ठंडा हो गया होगा। और वहाँ लाइट भी है सब। और अभी आज तो हम आए हैं, मैं आया हूँ प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस से, होम सेक्रेटरी साहब भी आए हैं। सब लोग काफी मेहनत कर रहे हैं। जितने जल्दी आप लोगों को निकाला जा सकता है कोशिश सब कर रहे हैं। तो बहुत जल्दी तो हो जाएगा, तो सक्सेसफुल लगता है। तो आप लोग थोड़ा पेशेंस रखिए।
All right, those are exclusive images right here on India Today as we bring to you the rescue operations. It's now progressing with great speed, barring a couple of hurdles. Amit Bharadwaj was right on the spot in Uttarkashi. Amit, we see visuals coming in of PK Mishra, the Principal Secretary, directly speaking with the trapped workers. 16 days, it's a good 2 weeks now. What's the condition, their mental stability? Do we have a word of how well and healthy those trapped workers are doing 2 weeks on?
Well, Nabila, it's absolutely a big question as to what would be their emotional state and mental state, considering the fact that they are inside, trapped for 16 days now. Just imagine any normal human being confined, trapped inside, even his own house for 2 to 3 days will feel suffocated. It's been 16 days inside the tunnel. Obviously, there are no proper facilities inside as it's a construction site. But continuously the doctors team, the psychiatrist team are speaking to these workers workers day in, day out. But there is certainly some kind of, some sort of low in morale which is unfolding right now. I've just spoken to Gabbar Singh's elder brother, Jamal Singh Negi. He told me that, the boys were really up and high in their morale a couple of days back. And that was when, it appeared so that the rescuers will get a breakthrough and will be able to enter the other part of the tunnel through a horizontal rescue tunnel which was being built, but the auger machine got stuck. And now Jamal Singh is saying that, because of that, because the hopes were high and that operation failed on its way, the morale has gotten down. But yes, they are fit, they are fine. Doctors are keeping
PK Mishra himself there interacting with the trapped workers. That should ideally give assurances to the family members that the government is fully committed in ensuring their exit at the earliest. Uttarkashi rescue operations, Amit, stay with us as the operation itself enters day 16. We know that there are two methods that they are really focusing around. That's vertical drilling and horizontal drilling. Vertical drilling is the target is to bring people out in the next 100 hours or 4 days at least, and manual drilling also to be starting soon in the vertical format. While we see that at least 30 meters of the vertical drilling has been fully completed, another 56 meters that needs to be done out of the 86 meters. 700 mm wide pipes are also being inserted to create an escape passage for these trapped workers. Food pipes is also installed till 60 meters through vertical drilling. Adequate food packets, water that's already been sent to them for 10 days. High protein breakfast was sent this morning to trapped workers. I mentioned including eggs and bread jam and all healthy food that's been sent, dalia as well, through those bottles pushed through those pipes. Also, the broken parts of the auger machine, that's been completely fixed now. It's removed and repaired. Rescuers will now be working at least 6 hours continuously in different batches so that they achieve the target of completing this mission in the next 4 days. The machine itself is expected to press at least 800 mm pipe forward next.
16 दिन से उत्तरकाशी की सिलक्यारा सुरंग में चल रहा है महामिशन। दो बड़ी कोशिशें, एक सुरंग के मुहाने से यानी यहां से अंदर जाकर के मजदूरों की टोली जाएगी, मलबा काटेगी 800 मिलीमीटर पाइप के भीतर और एक एक मलबे को, छोटे छोटे टुकड़े को, लोहे को, पत्थर को काट करके साफ करके 10 मीटर की दूरी तय करनी है। लेकिन समय लगेगा, उसकी अपनी आप में चुनौतियां हैं। 16 दिन के बाद अगले 2 दिन लगेंगे, 3 दिन लगेंगे, ये समय सीमा कोई नहीं जानता। और दूसरी चुनौती यानी अगर आप इसको समझें कि एक सुरंग का अगर मॉडल है और लगभग ऐसी लंबाई में जब सुरंग बनाई जाती है तो उस पूरे स्ट्रक्चर को सपोर्ट दिया जाता है लोहे की भारी भरकम छड़ों द्वारा। अब ये हिस्सा अगर माने कि यहाँ नीचे कोलैप्स हो गया है तो इसको तैयार करके काटने में ऑगर ब्लेड टूट गई, धराशायी हो गई। अब मैनुअली जब ये आएगा तो एक एक हिस्से को काटा जाएगा, पत्थर काट के अगर माने कि यहाँ मजदूर हैं तो यहाँ तक पहुंचा जाएगा।
We're making progress and I'm feeling very proud of the team with the progress we're making. But we've still got 1,000 kilometres to go. Whether you measure it as 10 metres or whether you measure it as 30 or 40 metres, for us it's 1,000 kilometres. So we're making progress.
Sir, what's the progress, sir?
So we're breaking out the cut ahead. We're breaking out the cut ahead. It'll be about another 2 hours, and then the intention is to do the next 9 metres by hand tunnel. And that's the situation at the moment. So,
sir, debris of auger machine have been removed, sir?
All the debris out. We've got a cut ahead to take out, so the cutting piece before has got to be taken out, and some of the pipe that's at the front's got to be cut out. It'll be about 2 hours. Then we start to do the hand tunneling.
हम लोग जो है मेनली उत्तराखंड के लिए, हिमाचल के लिए आज हम लोग वार्निंग दे रहे हैं कि ओले गिर सकता है, लाइटनिंग थंडरस्टॉर्म होगा। और जो विदर्भ इलाका है वहाँ भी हम लोग ओले गिरने का और लाइटनिंग थंडरस्टॉर्म का दे रहे हैं, ये WD के वजह से। और मध्य प्रदेश तो रहेगा ही रहेगा, मेनली पूर्व मध्य प्रदेश। 24 आवर के बाद ये WD वीक हो रहा है, बाय टुमारो 28 मॉर्निंग।
देखिए, काफ़ी प्रयास सभी ने किया है। इसमें हमारे जो कटर हैं, काटने वाले हैं, उन्होंने आगर मशीन काट के पूरी निकाल ली है। आगे का कुछ पाइप का हिस्सा भी टेढ़ा हुआ है, वो भी नुकसान हुआ है, उसको भी काट के बाहर निकालेंगे। उसके बाद ड्रिलिंग का काम और पुशिंग का काम शुरू होगा। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि जल्दी जल्दी ये काम पूरा होगा। ये एजेंसियां काम कर रही हैं। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी लगातार इनके बारे में जानकारी भी कर रहे हैं। जरूरी जो काम होने हैं उनके लिए भी लोगों को उन्होंने सबको लगाया है। पूरे देश की एजेंसियां लगी हैं, विदेशों के लोग भी लगे हैं। जल्दी से जल्दी ये काम होगा, यही आश्वस्त किया है सबको।
All right, assurance is coming in from every official within the government. As I know, information coming in on two approaches that the two types of approach the rescue teams are taking forward with. One is the horizontal drilling and the other is vertical drilling. The horizontal drilling is almost complete. It's done until at least 49 meters has been cleared out. 10 meters left to go for a real breakthrough. 800-meter pipes as a rescue conduit has been pushed in already. Then you have the vertical drilling with 30 meters that's been completed, 56 meters that's left to go. Second day of this vertical drilling, and the time needed for the completion of it is 4 days. That's at least 100 hours. 1.2 meters drilling has already been done, and they're going to be attempting at manual drilling also along the same lines as the same approach. Vertical drilling, manual drilling is also going to be used apart from the machine itself. Amit Bharadwaj for more on that. Amit, as we compare the vertical drilling and horizontal drilling's completion, we see horizontal drilling at the areas where they are drilling horizontally through the Silkyara side. That's almost complete. There's barely 15 meters or 10 meters that's pending. Do you believe that that will be the route that they are going to take if this completes by today?
Nabila, what we are looking at is the horizontal drilling aspect and the vertical drilling aspect as well. But speaking of the horizontal tunnel that is being made in the Silkyara tunnel right now, what is happening is that the auger was cut out, that has been removed. After that, the pipeline which was damaged, that has been removed as well. That chunk has been cut out and removed. And the rat miners have been sent inside. So that is going to be a painstaking task, a long task, but certainly, we'll be able to reach or get breakthrough faster than compared to the other ways as well. In this particular case where the rat miners are working, what will happen is that a small trolley has been taken inside the rescue tunnel, which is up to almost 45 meters, and these rat miners will manually excavate, take the debris in these trolleys, and they will be moved. Now, in every round, around 6 to 7 kgs of the debris can be removed, but if there are iron obstacles, iron frames on the pathway, then the gas cutters will need to be used. If there are big boulders, in that case, hilti drillers will be used to cut those big boulders and stones into small pieces and transport them back. So that's the hope. What we can hope that there shouldn't be any big problem while doing this manual excavation or rat mining, which is going on right now. But this will take some time. We cannot hurry in the entire process because we have seen, as to how unpredictable challenges have come in front of the rescuers who have assembled here from across the country and the experts who have assembled here from across the globe. Now, speaking of the vertical drilling which is going on, this is the hilltop right behind me, Silkyara hilltop. On the other side of the hill, the vertical drilling is going on. At there, Nabila, 2 drills have been made. One drill, which is the smaller one, about 200 mm dia, that's being done to check the terrain, as to what is the state of the rock, whether there are any challenges, what will happen when that pipeline hits the crown of the tunnel. Because remember, the crown has a lot of frames, strong materials, and that's the major challenge. That's the point where the major challenge will begin. Again, the second pipeline which is being built right now, that's the vertical rescue tunnel being constructed from the top of the hill. The idea is to reach around 87 meters to 90 meters, and if you are able to get through to that distance, after that the agencies will have to send gas cutters, hydraulic cutters, all these machineries to cut the crown of the tunnel. And so that they can reach these workers, 41 workers who are trapped there for past 16 days. So two methods being used right now primarily. The other plans are also being worked upon. The groundwork is being done on those plans. But let's hope that this horizontal rescue tunnel on which now the rat miners have started to work, that plan works out so that we can get our 41 workers who are trapped inside much earlier and safer as well. Nabila.
All right. Thanks very much, Amit, for joining us on that. But do stay with us while the rescue teams is now planning to start the manual drilling at the Silkyara tunnel site. There are multiple challenges that may really pose a challenge now. Ashutosh Mishra really brings us exact details on what exactly are the hurdles for the teams now.
As the two-dimension approach being carried out as far as rescue operation in the Silkyara tunnel is concerned on 16th day, while the horizontal drilling will be done by manually, the vertical drilling is also going very fast, very rapidly. But there could be possibly certain challenges as far as vertical drilling from the top of the mountain to this tunnel surface is concerned. For example, consider this pipe is exactly the 1.2 diameter pipe drilling inside the tunnel. Simultaneously, there is a narrow pipe which has breached nearly 70 meters mark. This another pipe is giving data about the surface, about the width of the surface of the mountain and the surface of the tunnel. Now, as this pipe goes, the another wider pipe being inserted inside by the the mega heavy machinery which is used for the deep sea explorations. What sort of challenges it could be? If it is debris like this mountain on a rock structure, it will be easy to rotate and drill inside. All of a sudden, but while drilling, imagine if there are surface like this arrives. There's a rock solid. Penetrating with this by those machines will also be easier because those machines are competent and as powerful as penetrating boulders even during the the solid rocks inside the deep sea while the exploration. Now, what possibly challenge one could think of, what happened exactly with the auger harrow blades, the moment they started penetrating these metal nets. Now, this is just a module I'm creating here. The thickness of each of these rods. Now, imagine how it was. This was exactly used by the tunnel. Now, that's the curve. You see the arch, exactly how the auger, when the debris came out, auger stuck here. And because of the width of this, each rod was more than 35 to 50 millimeter, the auger blades could not, despite being one of the heavy machine, could not get break through it. Once the vertical drilling happens, even if this surface, for example, the vertical drill comes from this way and he reaches to this point, it will be very easy for those kind of giant machine to even penetrate through this, to break through this. There are heavy machinery, equipments, powerful machines have also already been sent on the top of the mountain where exactly the width has been measured nearly 86 meter. In nearly 28 to 30 hours, the mark has reached 31 meters. Breaching this structure in the debris, in the surface of the tunnel, exactly on top of it, could be a challenge, probably potentially creating a vibration, resistance power, testing the machine that will require maintenance of the equilibrium, going against the torque. So those kind of challenges, of course, will be coming apart. Subsequently, what are those could be challenges? Going through the boulders, maintaining the resistance power. You cannot use it. Heavy machine cannot create vibration. Once it reaches to the metal structure, yet again, going with a pace, going with a certain degree of the challenges, that shouldn't create more and more vibration, which will of course a threat to the further rescuers as well as the trapped workers. Subsequently, the psychological factors also need to be taken in the consideration, and those are the anxiety and of course being 16th day for those workers who are trapped inside. So the time is to keep their morale high, hence the constant communication has been built up with those workers and the rescuers. So amidst of all these challenges, it's already taken 16 days. Now, there is no time frame yet, but they are only hopeful that maybe in 72 hours or less than that, probably there will be a breakthrough. But it again depends on the terrain, on the structure, and the challenges that will be coming through on the way during this operation. Right outside Silkyara Tunnel, with Midul, I'm Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
All right, as Ashutosh and Amit Bharadwaj are right there on ground, bringing us the real picture of the challenges being posed for the rescue teams. I'm going to cut to a quick graphical representation to show what hurdles have come up and what kind of solutions that these rescue teams are adopting. To take you through, the challenge number one is heavy vibrations coming in from the drilling process, and we know that that's a hilly terrain. Vibrations could lead to further area there, built-up area collapsing as well. So the solution here is to use sensor monitoring. In fact, that's been put in place, and that's why it's going a lot more slower than expected, because they've got to keep that, keep the vibrations and the tension in mind in that area. Challenge number two is the fear of collapse. Like I did mention, with that kind of vibrations, it's very possible that the areas, the built-up areas could collapse. And we see that just a backup plan is to ensure there's extra food kept there in storage for those trapped workers in case the nightmare is prolonged. Now, challenge number three, we see that resistance from the stony surface. As it's a hilly area, like I mentioned, there's hard surfaces, stony surfaces that's really causing a hindrance for the rescue teams as they drill through. And the solution here is to adopt new drilling tools. You know, we know that the auger machine itself is an internationally procured machine that's been brought in only specifically for this purpose. They may have to use more sophisticated machinery if that's failed. Challenge number four is anxiety within the trapped workers. It's been 16 days, 2 whole weeks. They haven't seen the light of day in that dark tunnel. It's very possible for them to feel claustrophobic. It's possible for them to feel anxious and panicky, for which we know that there's already counseling being done, medicines being given, and even the doctors are overseeing their situation at this point, as ambulances are all kept on standby. Communication through walkie-talkies and through that pipe has been established. It's been going on a daily basis. Challenge number four, challenge number five, we see that they need to airlift some of the tools. As we know, since it's a hilly terrain, we know that the solution here is for the Air Force and the Army to drop those tools, and that's what's been happening. As much as those roads are very tough to reach that collapsed tunnel site, we believe that the Air Force has taken it upon themselves to ensure that all material needed for rescue operation, heavy material and machinery, is being airdropped. So in every sense, we know that the rescue teams are doing all that they can, along with the help of the government, to ensure that this is successfully completed. Amit Bharadwaj joining us live for more on that. Amit, as much as we know that board games are given to the trapped workers, they're being kept in good humor, and conversation has been established between them and the rescue teams. Doctors are counseling them. Yet we know that the real, we cannot even really try to define how anxious those trapped workers and their families are. As the rescue operations continue, is there a timeline before which we see them come out? Has there been a word of assurance on by when will this end?
Nabila, has there been a word of assurance? Yes. Right from the beginning, the central agencies, the rescue team, the officials who have been coming on the ground day in, day out, they have been assuring that these 41 workers are going to come out and come out safely, healthy. That's the claim. Every time we are being assured about it. Timeline, I don't think any official is in capacity now to speak about the timeline of as to when these workers will be out. No expert is in, a stand or situation so that they can claim that these workers will be out, let's say by tomorrow, day after, because the kind of challenges that the mountain has thrown up and the debris had thrown up in the past week or so. Now it's very difficult, almost impossible to claim that these workers are going to come out in a day 1 or 2. But yes, what we can hope is that, the horizontal rescue tunnel which was being dug up, the manual excavation has started, manual drilling has started, and these workers should be able to get through the 10 meters of the area, because again, as I was saying, every time they'll be able to get rid of 6 to 7 kgs of debris, and for the horizontal one, the work should end in 100 hours. Nabila.
All right. Thanks very much, Amit, for joining us. Be sure India Today's team of reporters on ground are bringing us the most accurate updates. As day 16, the rescue operation continues. It's likely the next 4 days is very crucial.